How's it going, everybody? It's March 3rd. This is Merch by Amazon, the sales update, and also do a bit of an overview of two key, things that have happened over the last 2 weeks, and that's mostly I'm going to be talking about the spike in sales here in the US. I want to talk about just a couple of products, basically type of products and what exactly happened, because those are the questions that I've been getting the most. People are asking if I'm advertising or, like the specific details of what I've done differently. So I'll discuss that quickly, and then also I want to talk about Germany. This is previous month analytics for Germany, and as you can see, I had 66 sales last month, and this is what the monthly chart looks like. So it all started with this day. Like, there's still days where, I was selling one product a day, but as you can see here, like there was a bit of an increase, near the end of the month. That pretty much, since the 15th, that's kind of where all my sales came from. So I'll discuss that as well, and because this is due to 2 or 3 different products, but there's a couple of things. So basically, what we can do is let's look at the US chart for previous month, and this is what it looks like. It started out extremely rough. Oh, look at this! I didn't actually even know this, but the first day, February 1st, I lost $2.23 in the US, and then the sales started coming in. Like, I wasn't having any more of these days where I was getting 1 or 2 sales. It was averaging about 5, 6, as you can see here, and then near the 20th it just dropped. And this is when they were actually, Amazon was implementing the new create function, which still hasn't actually been enabled on my account. I'm looking forward to that. And then here on the 23rd, majority of the, and actually let me see, yeah, four. So half of the sales were due to one product, and then you can see, like, I got a bunch of others, but pretty much this was like, comparing to the rest of the month, this was actually a spike. It looked like a spike, but the following day is when it actually just took off. So as you can see here, 23, 27, and I've already mentioned this was a political theme. It was not a new product. It was a product that I actually listed in 2019. It was before the U.S. Election, and like, I think that product might have sold once or twice since then, and I mean like one sale a year, and then it just spiked. And right now, if we look at the weekly chart, as you can see, the sales are dropping, but those products are still selling once in a while. But what happened actually as a result, which was surprising to me, is all the other products started selling at the same time. So for me, it was kind of like, it was confused. Look at this. This is a day, the first day when that product took off, 11 other items actually sold, which and I mentioned this before, if we take away the 12, the 11 would still be a spike compared to my other sales. So I'm not exactly sure what happened, but I mean, customers were definitely seeing more of my products, and that resulted in the month totaling 200, which is incredible, because there's no way that I would have had those kinds of numbers if it continued like this. So that's kind of where my US sales came from. It was one product. It was an older product. It was political in nature, and like I said, it maybe just sold a couple of times since I listed it, and I listed it 2 years ago. So there really is no explanation. I'm not running ads. I guess it was just something that maybe somebody discovered, and I'm not sure how it spiraled into these sales. But I think at one point my BSR was under 100,000 overall, and I think in the novelty category it was under 1,000. So that's kind of what happened with the US sales. Now, for me, what's more interesting is actually what happened in Germany, because this is what my German chart looks like for the same month, for February, for last month. And these are my typical sales, just random days and random sales. But then one product, I clicked on the wrong day. Let me just see here. This is the one I want. That's interesting. Let me just see why it's not showing total sales. Okay, very weird, but we'll go with that. So this is actually very interesting because look at this. When I click on the day with 14 items sold, it actually shows up as 5 sales. So this has got to be a problem with Pretty Merch analytics, because like it's accurate for these other days, but not that day. In either case, what happened that day is I think I had 11 sales of one product, just randomly. Of course, look at this. Like it just completely spiked, and it was that one product, which again I didn't advertise. It was basically the way that I would describe it. It was a text-based design. It was in English, and it was kind of like a somewhat of a sexual joke, but not really. It was like kind of like clean sexual, and then this day I sold at least one of those shirts, and then here, let me see, again at least one, but that product continued to sell for a few days after this big spike. Now, what happened over here, and actually even today, let me just go back to see. I don't have any German sales, but this one in Spain is actually the same design that started selling kind of, I think, on the 24th, continued on the 25th, and then even on the 27th, 28th. But basically what happened is I listed a bunch of new products that just kind of started taking off immediately. And this happens to me very rarely. But again, it was an English-based design. There was a graphic and some text involved, also political in nature. And now that product is actually selling in Germany a lot. And I'm saying, like you can see here, 6 to 7 sales a day. And it's different versions of the design. So I'm selling, T-shirts, sweatshirts. I think long sleeves are actually. I didn't realize how popular they were in Germany. So this is where all these sales came from. And as you can see, like that's pretty much all the sales. So it was one product that just took off randomly with no reason or anything like that. And then a combination of new designs. And when I say new, I mean like 3 days, 5 days old designs. And that's where those sales came from. If we're looking at, I think I can pull that information over here. So if we go to my German chart and look at, not that one, let me just, I'll let this load. What I want to look at is the monthly comparisons to show you guys, because, and I think you can see here in the background as it's loading, there it is. My standard, German sales go anywhere from 19, 13, drop down to 5, and then this huge spike. And then look at this, we're 2 days into the month, and I already have 11 sales because of those new products. But the reason I'm showing you this is because these are I consider all my international sales are just kind of random sales that are not, there's no strategy behind them, because I'm not targeting that marketplace, that country with my designs, and I'm basically just pushing my designs that I'm creating for my US marketplace, and then letting Amazon do its translation, and they're just basically on that marketplace. So all of this is extreme, like organic. I'm not putting any ads, money on ads or anything like that. I'm not actually advertising it anywhere. I'm not putting it on Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram. I'm not running any kind of, ads or sharing it anywhere. So it's all 100% organic. So that's kind of what happened. Those are the details of the previous month and the spike that, and I know I've done a video of this yesterday, that resulted in 334 sales in total. Now, there's a huge difference between my U.S. sales and German sales. But if we go to this month, and I understand it's only been 2 days, today's the 3rd. Look at this. Germany, I'm sitting at 11, and U.S. at 15. So that's fairly close. So I'm actually curious how this month is going to turn out. So far, I'm actually extremely happy with my total sales. Because like I said, it's just the beginning of the 3rd, so this is in reality, 2 days. I have 3 sales total today, which means that for 2 days of March, I have 35 sales in total, which again, to me, that's really good, and I hope that it stays this way. But I've definitely noticed a drop in sales, especially my U.S. sales. And I said that I've been through this before, where I see a spike, it lasts about 4 or 5 days, and then it goes back to normal. So we'll see if there are any more spikes. I'll keep you guys posted. But that's kind of the analysis and the explanation of how I see it and why that spike happened, and why my sales turned out the way they did in February. Okay, I'll leave it here. Thank you guys for watching. I'll keep you posted.